So I'm just going to start with this. It's a fairly new poem, but it still hasn't got a title yet. It's just called Poem. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I am the lonely bus driver driving round the town, greeting everyone I see with a great big frown. I am a lonely bus driver driving round all day, missing out the bus stops, it's much quicker that way. I just drive my bus all day. I just drive my bus all day. I am a lonely bus driver in my big machine. It's such a thrusting, rusting bus, the best you've ever seen. I always get you home safely, that's my duty of care, unless I jab the brake 6 times when you're on the stairs. I just drive my bus all day. I just drive my bus all day. I am a lonely bus driver, it is my favourite job. I operate its levers and its buttons and its knobs. I pulled up at the bus stop and the lady there did say, I've never seen one as big as that, it's kind of tapered towards the end. I just drive my bus all day. I just drive my bus all day. So if you catch the number 6, be sure to sit at the back. I often drive without my pants, it's something of a knack. I'll let you get on board my bus if you flash your pass, and then if you'd like me to, I will flash my headlights. I just drive my bus all day. I just drive my bus all day. I just drive my bus all day. Thank you. So this next poem, actually this one does have a title, believe it or not. It's called Pauses. It's a long one. Dan is always pausing. You talk to him and he pauses. It's like he's really unsure. Ask him a question and he'll answer, but halfway through the answer he pauses. He stops what he's doing, considers every angle, ponders, prevaricates, and then he pauses. Go for it, I once said. He did, but it took a while, what with all the pauses. It's why he never gets good seats on the underground. He pauses. I asked him once his favourite animal. Tigers, he said. Is it their ears, I asked. Is it their tail? Is it their whiskers? No, he said. It's their... You guess the end of that one, so... I'm just going to finish with this one, and actually this doesn't have a title either, it's just called Poem. It goes exactly like this. You gave me a lift home, but you had a yak in the back of the car. I wanted to tell you how much I loved you, but you had a yak in the back of the car. I said, pull over to the hard shoulder, I've got yak slobber on my shoulder. It's hard to whisper sweet nothings with yak slobber on my shoulder. and you had a yak in the back of the car. I planned all day to reveal my love and make plans for our life together. But when you pulled into Newton Abbot Station forecourt, you had a yak in the back of the car. My hopes and dreams lay as tattered as the rancid fleur on the flanks of the yak in the back of your car. We went to the McDonald's drive-through. We both had chicken McNuggets and the yak had a Big Mac. In the long silence that followed as you drove, I slurped Pepsi Max and the yak kept farting. The evening was not as romantic as I'd hoped. I built up the night as being the one, but the only intimacy I got was the yak resting its big chin on the top of my head, its stubbly beard and pungent aroma somehow reminding me of my Aunt Mavis. At the traffic lights, some youths pulled up next to us and yelled, "Hey, that thing belongs in a zoo!" And the yak shouted back, "But he's the only one who can drive." You got out of the car to pay at the service station, and I tried to make small talk with the yak. I couldn't get anything out of it. For an animal called a yak, it didn't talk very much. And just as I was telling it how much I loved you, it threw up in my lap. We snuck into a late-night bar, you and me and the yak in a wig, but it got mistaken for Boris Johnson, and we had to get the hell out of there. As we drove, we sang along to late-night jazz, you and me and the yak in the back, soulfully, its beautiful crooning fogging up the windows with yak breath. And I wanted to say, hey, forget the yak. I've got something to tell you. I love you, and I always have, but I couldn't, what with the yak in the back of your car, who incidentally was the only one there who was even slightly horny. A psychoanalyst might say, we all have yaks in the back of our cars, to which I might respond, hey, I'm paying 60 quid an hour for this bollocks. And then, of a sudden you whispered, hey, let's find a hotel and make out. And I replied, what about the you-know-what? And you said, it's an aphrodisiac. Thank you.